Namaste! Today I would like to tell you the story of Laura Black. This is a true story from California in the early 1980s, 1983, 84, 85, 86. So way back in the 1980s, it was not very common for a woman to learn computers and software programming and get employed by a software company as a software engineer. Today it's very common, but way back in 83, 84, 85, it was not so common. Laura Black was one of those unusual women way back in 1983 who had chosen computers and software programming as a career. She successfully completed her bachelor's and was employed by a software company in California. She was very happy with her life. She was just 22. She had gotten her dream job, so she came and reported. Within a week of her reporting to duty, she was introduced to one of her colleagues, her co-worker by name Richard Farley. She just shook hands. "Hello, I'm Laura Black. Nice to meet you, Mr. Richard Farley," and moved on. But Richard Farley was not, kind of willing to let it go. The very same day, he asked her out for dinner. She politely declined. It didn't end there. He soon, he found out where she lived. Every now and then he would turn up. "Laura, I bought cookies for you. Laura, I bought chocolates for you. Laura, I bought pizza for you. Laura, I bought croissants for you." And then it became even more sort of crazy. I mean, just like they show in the movies. Just like they show in the movies. He slashed her car tires. Poor woman opens the door and tries to get into the car to drive to work. Her car tires are slashed. And there he is, Richard. "Oh, Laura, somebody has slashed your tires. Come, I'll give you a lift." So it went on and on. And then he had a Photoshop. So, he stuck a photo of Laura next to him and he sort of kept it. And he would spread rumors like, within the office, she pretends to ignore me. In front of everybody, she pretends not to talk to me. But once office hours are over, we are dating regularly. Once office closes, she comes over to my house. So he started spreading all sorts of, these false rumors. Laura changed her house many times. In 4 years, Laura changed her house 4 times. But every time he would come to know, somehow, he would come to know where she lived and he would turn up there with flowers, with chocolates, with croissants, with cakes, and to any neighbor who was noticing, he would say, "Hi, I'm Richard. I'm Laura's lover. I'm Laura's boyfriend. I'm leaving this for her." Finally, Laura could tolerate it no longer because Richard signed up for the same aerobics class that she was going. He took a membership at the same swimming pool where she used to swim Saturdays and Sundays. He practically started following her everywhere. So Laura went and complained to human resources. She told the human resources, it's irritating. HR did not take her seriously. The company HR simply smiled and said, "Oh, come on, Laura. You're beautiful, you're young, and you dress very well, the right earrings, the right accessories, you're always smiling, you have a charming smile. The guy must be smitten. The guy must be infatuated. Ignore him and the problem will automatically go away." And Laura said, No, I ignored him and the problem did not automatically go away. I cannot handle it on my own. That is why I have come to HR. You've got to talk to the guy. But they did not understand, the HR did not understand the seriousness of the situation, and the harassment of Laura by Richard continued. Everywhere, in the company volleyball game, in the company football game, everywhere the harassment kept continuing. Finally, Laura was forced to go to the police to get a restraining order. And then the HR called Richard and they told him, as per company policy, you have to talk to the company psychiatrist. So the company psychiatrist sat down with Richard. The company psychiatrist had 1, 2, 3 or 4 sessions with Richard, and the company psychiatrist gave a very detailed report. He said this man is unstable, has a very volatile mind, has a violent streak just under his skin. He is academically brilliant, has a bachelor's in this, a master in that, a master's in this, a bachelor in that, and everything. Academically, he is brilliant, but he has a very violent nature and a very unstable mind. So based on that now, the HR had to take some decision. They had to sack him and they had to file a case against him for harassing one of their employees. But guess what? Nobody wanted the extra legal work. Nobody wanted to do the extra paperwork. Nobody was willing to do the extra running around. So, what did HR do? HR called Richard and told him, Richard, do one thing. Just resign on your own. Give some flimsy excuse. I'm moving out of California. I am sick. I have a better job somewhere. Give some excuse and resign on your own. We will give you a glowing letter of recommendation. We will write that you are the best employee ever and we are very sorry to let you go. We will settle your pension, PF, everything, health, dental, everything within 15 days and we will give you a wonderful recommendation letter and references. Please resign on your own and go away. So that is what he did. He made up some flimsy excuse, wrote a resignation letter, collected all his benefits, and he found a job in the software company right next door. So he just shifted from this building to this building and continued to harass Laura. Finally, Laura went to court to make the restraining order permanent, which means Richard could not come anywhere within 50 feet of Laura. And if he came within 50 feet of Laura anywhere, near the office, near the house, near the aerobics club, anywhere, he could be arrested. So she went to court to make the restraining order permanent. Richard came to know. Guess what he did? He picked up a gun, came to Laura's office and shot her 4 times. 1 bullet grazed through her neck and 3 hit her shoulder. So, actually she survived. Though she had been shot 4 times at point blank range, her vital organs were intact. So she survived. But it did not stop there. Whoever shouted, Richard, Richard, what are you doing? He shot them all. He went on a shooting spree. He simply picked up his gun and started shooting anybody and everybody who was shouting, Richard, what are you doing? Or Richard, stop it, or even trying to run away. At the end, 7 people died. 20 people were injured, 4 critically, including Laura. Of course, in the end, the police came, they surrounded the building, he was worn down, they arrested him, took him to court, the dead were buried, the injured were taken to hospital, all that. In the case that followed, the judge said this. The judge said that the HR is partly to blame. They knew he was a violent man. They knew he had a volatile nature. A very intelligent psychiatrist had certified that he was unstable and he could indulge in criminal activities. They just let him go. So when you forgive a criminal, you are partly responsible for any crime that he commits. You forgive a violent man, you are partly responsible for the violence that follows. So you should be very, very careful when you forgive somebody. This is what the judge said in the case of Laura Black. Forgiving a criminal is not good. That's the moral of the story. Thank you.